Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm going to be doing a reading for Capricorn. So welcome, Capricorns. So since I'm tuning into a general energy and not one person's specific energies, take what resonates and leave the rest. So Capricorn, in the past, you were in the energy of light. Healing, abundant. Feels like you're in the spotlight. So in the past, you were in a very healing place. It looks like you were healing yourself. You had a tower moment, chaos, upheaval, disruption, because some connection was built on a rocky foundation that was not supportive. Maybe for a long time you tried to keep growing and growing and living in that tower, but without a proper foundation, it just didn't work. And looks like you stayed in and stayed in and stayed in until finally the divine interceded. It looks like you walked away. There's something very unfulfilling. Feels like they, whoever you were in connection with, in relationship with, offered you empty cups. There was no love. So you went within to find your answers, which is great. That's fantastic because that's where your answers are, within. You might have isolated, really separating from energies so you could find your own energies. All right, Capricorn, you are very intuitive. You are maybe empathic, maybe a fellow tarot reader. There's feels like, I mean, some of you might be psychic, some of you might be have premonitions or dreams, some of you might talk to those who've crossed. Some of you might be very connected with moon and moon cycles. It looks like all of this really helped you to move on. All of who you are, all of how you handled this, and you're letting go, and you let go. This is the past position. So you let go of this person's energy, let go of them. So in present time, Capricorn, easy for me to say, Capricorn, in present time, you are in Seven of Pentacles, patience and planning. So working on something for a long time, the seasons change and you still haven't reaped what you've sown. Feels like there's something that you've been working on, maybe a passion project, maybe at your work a project, and you're wanting it. You're waiting for harvest. you're out of your right now in present time, you're releasing from that healing mode. You had this tower and walked away and went within so you could let go of this connection. And now it looks like you're working on your finances, on your work, on your health, very first chakra issues. And you're coming out of healing. I mean, often we need to go within and heal, but it feels like a big cycle of however long this devastation lasted and the going within to heal. It looks like you're ready to come out. You might be feeling a little imbalanced right now, a little off balance. Switching from being in a healing, self-healing mode to coming back into the world. Coming back to the new you, the new healed you. It's okay if you're still grieving this connection. It feels like this caused a lot of chaos in your life. It must have, towers, like universe gives us gentle nudges. Maybe this connection, maybe you received some type of, since you're intuitive, maybe you got some hits that something was not working out in this connection. And you just couldn't, for some reason, you didn't trust your intuition. And it got louder and louder and louder. And I'm hearing like, no, they can't, no, we quiet intuition. And so then that's why the tower happened. So in a way, it was like sudden and what? But it feels like for a long time, maybe for some of the years, that you knew something had shifted, something was not going well. And so in present time, if you feel like grief, loss over what was lost, just remember that, with this card, with the 5 of Cups, these cups have spilled out, 3 have spilled out, but 2 are right behind this guy, person, no gender in tarot. And remember, I think it's Minnow Pond Tarot. I love how he describes the 5 of Cups, that it's quality over quantity. Yes, a lot of cups were spilled, but you still have two cups with a lot of quality. And if you are able to appreciate those 2 cups, you'll see behind this person there's a bridge, and the bridge takes them to across the river to this castle or a home. You're going to grieve as long as you're going to grieve, but it feels like a time to let go of the grief. Today I've had this image again and again that like a child on a swing, just going back and forth and maybe stopping and sitting on the swing and then getting it going again. And right now it feels like there is an opening, an invitation. You know, when you would really get going on that swing, and then you launch off and see if you could land it, stick the landing. It's time to stick a landing. It's time to get off that swing of going back and forth and back and forth. I'm fine, I'm grieving, I'm fine, I'm grieving. Just jump out, jump out of that energy. Remember the exhilaration when you jumped from the swing? Sometimes your arm would get a little caught and you'd land a little funky. But it was exhilarating. It was fun, a little dangerous. Acceptable amounts of fun versus danger, relatively. It's time to have that exhilaration of leaving this energy. Feels like this person from your past is also in your present time energy. It doesn't feel that you've been communicating with them, and they're feeling very out in the cold. They feel disconnected, maybe disconnected even from source. Maybe they're hurting, wounded. I'm getting that this is their karma. So if you rush to their aid, you'll be a part of the karma. Karma gives us all a wonderful opportunity to learn lessons. What you put out comes back. What they put out is coming back to them. They are in a very an energy of lie. I get the feeling that they lied a lot in the past and they're still lying. They're incapable of telling. They might tell half truths, partial truths, and then some full out lies. And looks like they are blind to the truth. They're blind. They're unwilling to see the part that they I mean, when you're in a relationship and a connection, it's a co-creation of two people co-creating. And it looks like they're unwilling to see the truth. It's keeping them really stalled out. This person cannot make a decision. This person, life has stalled for them because they're unwilling to take the blinders off and look and take responsibility. They're still in that lie energy. I feel like they blame you for feeling out in the cold and feeling abandoned. This person might come in with an offering, maybe financial assistance or some kind of physical gift, some kind of offering. I get that you're turning your back. You might need that pentacle, but it doesn't feel like you trust this person enough to accept their offering. It looks like you've got something, maybe this patience and planning, whatever you've been working on and focusing on, you're focused on that. You're working on you. I heard I ain't got time for this. Yeah, for some of you, so what I'm getting is this person, if you did accept the offer, would come in and then ghost. You wouldn't hear from them again. Not in like a great way, like, you know, they're out of your life, but more like they come in, they let me be your knight in shining armor, let me help you, and then they'll bolt, and it'll be like they never even knew you. So it feels like they just need attention, they need some care, and after what happened in the past, that they're coming to you, they must be pretty desperate for help, or you have shown them a history of helping them out, and so they just assume that you'll always be there for them. But they're lying. They're lying, and they're lying about you. They're gossiping about you. They're telling others that you left them out in the cold, that you abandoned them, that you disconnected because it's just a lot of lies. So use your discernment. Your higher self, Capricorn, is in the energy of heart chakra. So heart chakra is right where your heart is. And it deals with you, your individuality. Okay. It looks like you might be having difficulty sleeping at night. And it's disrupting your ability to shine and be you. It's that the worry and anxiety is keeping you up, and then it creates more worry and anxiety just about sleep. I get that part of the reason for this is that your person at night is having a rough time, and you're still energetically connected a bit to this person, and so it's also they're pulling on your energy. Your higher self is saying, focus on you, take care of your business, take care of your body, take care of your home, your health, your work. Nurture yourself, love yourself. You have access to a lot of abundance. There are some physical changes coming into your experience. Some very wonderful, abundant changes. feels like a very fertile time for you. And why this is happening is in that heart chakra space, you're being yourself. You're being more yourself. I get the feeling that in the past, you were not as much yourself. Maybe you got lost in the sauce, lost in the connection. And now you are more yourself. Maybe that's part of what your purpose is being more and more yourself. And because you're becoming more yourself, then you have access to abundance. Again, very fertile time for you. So your challenge right now is balance, temperance. No? Balance. Temperance, balance, justice. Ooh. Are you wanting, I'm getting the feeling, Capricorn, that within this connection, there's been a lot of imbalance. Maybe you've given a lot more than you've received in your connections. Maybe not just this one, but a lot of connections. You've given and given and given. Your challenge is to receive. Or if you've been taking too much, then giving. You give too much to take. How can you do this? One practice I just listened to this morning was sending in the morning, thinking, listing all the people who have been your benefactors, all the people in your life who have loved you, that you feel loved and cared for by that person, or dog, cat, bird, fish, some type of pet. This morning when I was doing this practice, when you start appreciating and thinking of those times, maybe a teacher or teachers, friends, maybe a grandparent, maybe your own child, whoever you think of, who you can remember those wonderful times when you felt very loved, you felt cared for, you felt understood, someone who wanted your highest and greatest good. And as you start appreciating and thinking and reminiscing about those times when love was showered upon you and someone cared, someone listened, someone held you, when you start appreciating that and hanging out in that energy, your energetic body, your body doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. And so when you start appreciating and thinking about all those people, those dogs, those wonderful animals who were just there at the right time. I used to have a cat that would love on me, and whenever I cried, as a child, would come in and just make biscuits and soothe me. And how wonderful that was to have that being there, that I felt very loved and cared for. I felt very loved in that moment. I've had teachers who took me aside and maybe when I wasn't feeling special enough to be taken aside, saw something in me and poured their love and care and saw my potential and wanted to work with me, and how wonderful that felt. So doing that type of exercise, that's one exercise. I'm sure you can think of plenty, and maybe if extra credit if you want to share. advice for anybody else who is watching this, of how to shift your energy to receiving, to remembering how wonderful it is to receive love and care and understanding and compassion. So, can you even, feels like even sharing, then after that practice, when you're in balance, not inviting this person back into your space, but just your challenge is to not see them as a bad person, not to see them as them, it's us and them, but to have some compassion. I get the feeling that someone who's stuck in a mode of being very controlling and domineering and someone who lies and gossips and maligns others, somewhere they're hurting. That's why they're using what they've got to cope, and what they've got and what they've learned from their life is to domineer and control people, to assert their power over others. It feels like a lot of power plays. So they seek power and control, but really it's because they're incredibly insecure. I think about the times when I feel very insecure and how that gets me out of whack. That helps me find some compassion for this person and send them the hopes to heal. Maybe far away from me, but I hope they heal. It's not my job to heal them. It's not your job to heal them. But I feel like that also will help with balancing things out. Can we wish those who we might consider them or enemies or people we do not care for? They're still people. Can we wish the best for them to bring balance back? When you continually hold on to resentment, hate, frustration, anger, disappointment around someone, when you hold on to that, then you're holding on to that energy. How can we create some friendliness and some space so we can let this person go, let them heal, wish them well? Because when we send that type of energy out, I feel as a collective, that's where we want to move, right? We want to move away from revenge and power dynamics and whatever all these energies this person is caught up in. Maybe we could be a little softer in that. Maybe we can find some gentleness, not in your boundaries. I'm not saying allow anybody back into your space, because first you have to love and care for yourself. And by loving and caring for myself, I don't allow people who aren't who don't add to my highest and greatest good. Those who are actively working against me, no, thank you. Here's a boundary. I do not want you in my energy. However, I wish you well. I wish you healing, joy, and success, just like I wish that for everybody, including myself. So, all right, Capricorn, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your energy. Take care.